Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to break some news regarding Scream 7 that is very under wraps right now. Now I'm not breaking news or rumors from an anonymous social media account or someone I've never met before. What I'm about to share comes directly to me from a source that is very close to the production of the film, and it is regarding radio silence and whether or not they will return to direct Scream 7. So after lots of speculation for several months now, I'm going to share with you what the decision is that has been made. Let's go!
Hey, this is Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface from Wes Craven's Scream, and you are watching and tuned into Craving Something Scary.
So before I share this news with you, I do want to always say that with the current strike going on, there are unpredictable variables that could always impact decisions. So remember that. There's no way to account for these unforeseen things that could come into play at some point, especially once the strike is over. However, I will say this, the information that I'm going to share with you was determined prior to the strike starting. So it may have zero impact on the situation. But I just wanted to throw that out there as a disclaimer because it is valid. It is valid. Things can change. Anything is possible. We've seen it many times before. But having said that, let's get into it. So here we go. Now, I have personally heard on extremely good authority that radio silence will indeed not be returning to direct Scream 7. Now, the way it was explained to me is that radio silence is not attached to direct the movie. And again, this decision was made prior to the SAG strike. The decision was already made, absolutely not attached. They are not coming back. Radio silence will not be directing Scream 7. So guys, look, it's not official. You're not going to see that from Spyglass or anything. But I will tell you this, and I don't do this. I don't ever make these kind of predictions. I do theories all the time, but in terms of saying scoop and inside information, sure, I will share like tweets from different folks and say, here's the rumors that are out there. This is a little different. This is not that. I'm actually sharing this news myself. This is coming from someone that I very much trust, extremely credible, and is plugged into the production and knows what's going on. And they explained it to me with the utmost confidence that this is indeed the case. Now, again, does that mean, something crazy could happen at the end of the strike? Who knows? Maybe. But as of right now, at this moment, that is the current situation. So that leads us to the next question. So if radio silence is out, which according to my source, that is the case, then we have to ask the question now, well, who's in, right? Who's going to step in to direct Scream 7 now that radio silence is not there? And on this channel, we've talked about this. We've speculated, and I've made videos on this, the real possibility that radio silence could not be coming back before. And the only difference this time is I'm actually got it on, like I said, very good authority that it's actually factual. It's done. It's not happening. So let's go with that. Having said that, there's some possible directors in mind. I've talked about him here before. Of Ty West. You guys have heard me talk about Ty West a lot. I've always said it would be great to see him directing a Scream movie. I think he'd do a great job. But there's someone else I want to focus on. And I want you to think back. You may not remember this, but several months ago, back in the April timeframe, there was a director who came out and started following the core four on social media, the cast of Scream 6 on social media. And this director has a horror history, and he's done some movies that are very much not like Scream, but they're very much in the same universe as Scream, at least, where I could see a transition be natural for him to move into a Scream film to direct it. And the individual I'm talking about is Christopher Landon. It's Chris Landon. And it's real interesting because I remember all the buzz back in, like I say, it was back in April. The rumors and speculation were crazy. Could he be the next director if Radio Silence does not return? Because he's all of a sudden following all the Scream 6 folks, all the cast, right? Well, I'm going to throw a little bit more seasoning into that pot. So I went on to his Twitter account before making this video to look at his most recent follows. Because, Twitter will show you the most recent follows of whoever's account you're on, who they're following, right? So I went and looked myself to see who his most recent follows are. Strictly out of curiosity, because these would have been very recent. This would not be showing April. This is like real recent. And guess who, ladies and gentlemen, is one of Christopher Landon's most recent follows? It is my man, Matthew Lillard. Ladies and gentlemen, not only did Christopher Landon start following the cast of Scream 6, the core four, way back in like April, just recently, he's now following Matthew Lillard on Twitter as well. So take that, all of my Stew Train folks, everywhere. If you're a Stew Truther, you're on the Stew Train. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily, obviously, Stew's coming back in Scream 7, but you guys all know I want him back in 7. And it certainly doesn't hurt the case to see the director now, all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, following Matthew Lillard now on social media. So that, to me, is a very big positive sign. I love that. And also, I would personally like to see Christopher have the opportunity to do a Scream film because of his background. And for those of you who may not know, some of the movies that he's done, for example, he directed Freaky with Vince Vaughn, where the serial killer traded bodies with a cheerleader. Remember that? The student? And so he did Freaky. He also wrote and directed Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2, which were both very good movies. And again, especially with Happy Death Day in particular, you had that great, great murder mystery element, masked killer, that whole vibe going. And he has done several entries in the Paranormal Activity franchise. So he knows suspense. He knows how to build tension. So he's got experience that would translate well to a Scream film. And I do want to also add, he also did the movie Disturbia. So he clearly knows how to build tension, suspense, and he's got, you can tell his sense of humor is good as well, which will fit with the Scream film in the right proportion. So I'm telling you guys, I think Christopher Landon is an excellent choice to direct Scream 7. And that, I'm kind of like pulling for him now, even more than Ty West. Ty West was my favorite choice for a while. But the more I look at Christopher Landon's work and consider him, I did talk about him before and said he would be a great candidate. But I think that I'm going to move him up. I think that is my number one choice. Because of these movies, the more I think about these movies, I think, you know what? He's got those skills. And plus, knowing that we're looking at everything we can look at, any kind of a clue, indication. He's following the crew. He's following the actors from Scream 6. And now he's following Matthew Lillard. Maybe he knows something we don't, my friends. That's all I got to say about that. Maybe We'll just have to wait and see. But regardless of who comes in as the new director, it looks like Radio Silence is absolutely not going to be back. They're not attached. They're not coming back. All right. So unless something dramatically changes, and I have to always throw that in there, because again, anything can happen. But as of today, at this moment in time, that is the plan. All right, guys. Now I want to know, what do you think about Scream 7 being made without Radio Silence, without them having their trilogy, someone else coming in to do that third film? If it is indeed a third film for the Carpenters, or if they're going to start a whole new direction, I don't know. These are the questions we'll be talking about in theories over the next coming months. But I want to know right now, what's your initial feeling about not having Radio Silence? I want to hear your thoughts, ideas, and your comments in the comments section below right now so we can discuss it. Well, guys, that's going to be all for this update. I'll leave it there, but I'll be back soon with more Scream 7 and other horror movie content. Don't forget, though, to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.